Hello, my name is Sandra Poppema from HippoLogic, and today I will give you another sneak preview for Sunday's training of my 8-week program, Positive Reinforcement Movement Training for Overweight Horses and Laminitis Horses. So we will talk about how to use positive reinforcement to exercise your horse. So it will be a win-win and it will be fun, and your horse will be looking forward to his training instead of dreading it. It's not fun to work with a horse that is reluctant to work, right? So we will make a tailored training plan tailored to your horse and your situation. And we also talk about the management of the overweight and laminitis horse, what we can do to enhance their welfare. So let's get into it. What I will talk about Sunday, that's the central theme, is how we can make our positive reinforcement R plus training successful. So clarity is key. If you've ever done some coaching with me, I always talk about clarity, clarity, clarity. Clarity is key, and it alliterates with clicker training. So I love that. So we will talk about what are some symptoms of having a lack of clarity. And some of these might surprise you, but if you think about it, it will all get clear. So maybe you can recognize some of these symptoms. Ask yourself, if you look back at the last 3 months of training your horse, maybe you're realizing that you're doing the same thing over and over without getting the results you actually want or expected. I had that with Kira before I really deep dive into how can I use positive reinforcement clicker training to exercise Kira. Kira was overweight, always been, she was a reluctant horse. She didn't want to move. She never really offered a movement. So I started and I stopped because I didn't have the motivation to get through that lack of clarity. When she got laminitis, I was with my back against the wall, and then I had to find a solution because I refused to fall back into coercion in order to get my horse fit and healthy. I will talk about my story in the course. Anyway, let's go to the next symptom. Maybe you have a feeling of regret after training. I wish I didn't have to use that training stick, or maybe your whip, or I wish I had an alternative to lunging because I can see my horse doesn't like to be lunged. So that was what happened to me, and that was what motivated me to start developing alternative ways to lunging, to working your horse on a circle, because that's really, really hard. If your horse is already reluctant to move, using a circle is not a good start. So if you want to set your horse up for success, don't use circles. Maybe you have a feeling there's more to learn, or that you could do better if you only would know how. So if that's you, join the program. Or maybe you have started training behaviors but never completed them, like what I just shared. I started movement training many times, but I stopped because she was reluctant. She didn't want to move. I didn't know how to set up my horse for success so that she would offer movement and started to enjoy it. I've total clarity about that now, and that's why I started this program and developed this program to teach other people and to help other people with this. If you feel dissatisfied, frustrated, or lost your joy in training and riding your horse, that usually indicates that you have somewhere a lack of clarity about what to do, how to get to your next chapter, what to do, what's your next step. So, or maybe you are procrastinating in training. I had that too. Like, I didn't feel like it. Oh, it's too hot. It's too cold. The ground is frozen. I procrastinated, and I had a million excuses not to move my horse with movement training until, yeah, she got laminitis and I was with my back against the wall. And then I had motivation enough to work through those challenges that I had. But if you feel procrastinating in training, if you don't look forward to your next training, if you don't look back with joy to your past training, there is some lack of clarity somewhere in the process, and I can help you find it and solve it. So what will happen if you don't have any clarity? So what happens if you're confused about your what, your when, or your how in training? People just say, well, it doesn't matter. I'll go anywhere. I'll do anything with my horse. But you know what? If you do that, you're vague about your goals, then you don't know where you will end up. Chances are that you're not creating your dream result, because we can end up anywhere, but usually are not going anywhere. We're stuck. So this is what I will talk about this Sunday. And this is one of the things that I teach. Start with the end in mind. So many people forget that. They don't have the clarity how to do that. But let's take a little look about what will happen if we're very clear about our what, our when, and our how in positive reinforcement movement training. For instance, we want to go to Rome. We want to go to see the Colosseum. Instead of saying like, I want to go anywhere, it doesn't matter, as long as I have vacation, usually you end up going nowhere. Anyway, now you have a clear plan. Your goal is the Colosseum in Rome. And you know where you're at now. So then you can make a plan how to get there. You take the map and you plan your trip. And that's how you get to success, because there you are standing next to the Colosseum in Rome, because you envisioned what it looked like, what your result is going to be. And that's what I'm going to help you with in these 8 weeks in this program. If this speaks to you, if you think I can use some help, we start Sunday, September 17 at 9 a.m. Pacific on Zoom. And here is where you can reserve your spot on my website, clickertraining.ca/laminitis. That's it. So this is a sneak preview, and I hope you liked it, and I will give you another sneak preview tomorrow. So stay tuned. Happy horse training, and there's still some spots left. So if you want to join our little community for 8 weeks, don't wait, take action.